to Golang tutorials. This is Dilawdi Same. So in this episode we're going to look into the closure points of function. In the last episode we went through the introductory points of function, and I think we cover almost everything related to functions. And if you haven't watched those episodes, please click on the link that's appearing on the screen. So we directly jump into the code. We write a sample function here, my test. Okay, we'll return some integer. Okay, we'll write two integer. We'll return it, comma integer, and return 2, 3. Okay, I think this is one. Okay, then what we'll do is we'll just call it here. But before that, I just want to ask something. I just want to share something. What if there is 3 parameters, maybe 4 or 5 parameters? I think it might look a bit ugly every word where you return. Maybe you have to handle some errors and something. A lot of places you might have to return in your function. So in those places, everywhere you have to write return 2, 3, 5, 6, something like that. So you don't have to do it like that. We got a better method. Go is all about writing the clean code. Okay. Well, I didn't write that clean. Okay, we'll write int, and we say ret equal to 2. What the comment? Hit it, really hit it. Okay, so we simply say return. Oops, that's the way it works. If you do m comma v equal to my test, and we do something like print line m comma v, so it should print okay, where is it? Okay, cd functions. Okay, my bad. My functions, and is go run function 2.go, so it print 2 and 3. So the basic idea is we can write something like this. Maybe we can put some, if you are returning some errors, and if you initialize the error code as 0 or something like that, -1 or something like that, and your function get abruptly returned, what happens is that where you catches the values, when you call those values, you will get the error codes if that you initialize initially. So you might know it's an error. Maybe you didn't return the error the right way, but still you could return the error codes, those things, if you initialize things better in the starting of the function, and something goes wrong. Since you have initialized this, and as the function returns the values that you initialized, even without asking you, the things get right. Okay, this is a better method. This is a better practice. Returning thing, writing the variable name that you are going to return, and initializing them with some error code, something like that, initial values which could be invalid and which could be updated at the end of the function where everything goes successfully. So that's a good practice. And another thing that I wanted to highlight here was something like, what about returning a function? Okay, we can return a function. We just have to specify a value here. Okay, you can say something like I equal to 0, and we say we return a function, and we use the thing that we learned today, this method. Okay, we say return equal to I. Again, this one, I really hate this autocomplete sometimes it really mess me up. Okay, plus equal to 2, so, and we return. So we'll do something like this, my fn. So what we are doing is we are initializing we are initializing the function here. We initialized it, we are printing it. So what if we print it twice or thrice? So let's see what happens. The result might astonish you. So you see 0 2 4. Okay, so what did happen? What the magic happened? It's using the I that initialized here. It's still using that. So if you are from a Java background, something like that, you might recall this. It has some session factory, something like that, where you initialize session, the dependency injection, those things. So if you are going for some web development, something like that, you might have to use these kind of things, because you could save a lot of memory here. Okay, so whenever I am using this my test, I am not using the extra memory. I'm not using extra variables or extra memory. I'm still using the I. Okay, so I could save memory here. This is a great method. This is this concept is simple, but it has a lot of meaning. Okay, so the core idea is you can return a function, and it means a lot. By returning a function, it makes a lot of difference in your memory management. So you could use these things in your daily programming. It might come a lot handy. Okay, so in fact, you can initialize a function here. What if we put the end function here itself? Okay, my function equal to this, and we have to get the I'm a little lazy, so I just copy and paste things out here. So we run it, we should get the similar result. Okay, I think we got the similar result. So when there was this initialize function, I think we did this thing. Earlier we did the same thing, but in a different way. We did it here another way. Okay, so you can initialize a function like a variable, you can return a function like a variable, and this concept really a powerful concept of Go. So as closure points, I would like to have a quick view for panic, defer, and recover. Okay, so what panic thing, we just put panic out here. So we just first we'll go through defer, one defer here, and something like here. Okay, this one, that's fine. Okay, no, this one, yeah, this. Okay, again I got it wrong, this one. Okay, so what defer is, suppose f caller some function, it to some from context, it's calling a function and execute or something, and it's going to return to the caller. So what happens is that maybe you opened a file, something like that, and maybe some error happened. Maybe you try to open a file which didn't exist, or you try to open a file and it went nice, and you start writing something into it. In between you encountered a error and you had to return the control back to the caller. So you forgot to close the file. File is a stream, so you forgot to close the stream. So if you look into integer program, it might not be that issue, but if you are running something like a big program, or maybe some web application where you might have to face you have to process hundreds or thousands, or maybe even 10,000 10k requests, and what happens is something like that happen, and maybe 1,000 or 2,000 streams when some unclosed, like it didn't properly close. Those streams were open but didn't get the time to close, or something happened, error happened. So maybe each stream may be eating up some memory. So what happens is, if you are running with a heavy traffic and lot of requests coming in, and this kind of errors happen, soon you'll run out of memory and your application will soon crash. So it's a good practice to, if you are opening some stream or something like that, some other stuff, you want to close it before exiting the program. So defer is a method, this is a way you can do that. So by defer, what it does is, even if a runtime error happen, runtime panic happen, it will follow defer. Only after that you will exit. So defer is a breakpoint where you can put all those things that you want to clean up your mess, all the dirty job that you did there, you can clean up. It's like a transporter, people coming cleaning up the dirty work that transported in that movie. So similar way defer works. So that's it. So one is the next one is the panic. So panic is you try to open a file and you want to write something into file, but maybe due to some problem, or maybe the file didn't exist, something like that happened, and you can do this function was written to write something into that file, but maybe that file didn't exist, so you can't go any further. So you say the code to the caller that, hopes I couldn't find the file. You panic like that, and you close the stream and just get back to the caller. So this is the method panic means there's nothing more you can do, so you panic and do the same. And there is a method like what if before going you can recover, if you're passing some, you have to pass an argument through panic, something like maybe a text, maybe a string or something like that, and by recover you can get back that what you the parameter they gave you as panic, you can recover that through recover command. So basically panicking is not such a good idea, because you should, it's a better way, that a better thing that you have to close something that you open, or even some error happen, you have to handle it and do some math or some homework and return to caller, say that some error has happened but I handle it. Try to handle it for maximum time, because running a web service, if you see every time you are running out of some memory, or some, if you are running into some error or trouble and you are telling the user that I ran into trouble, it might not sound so good. So better you have to, I suggest don't use panic and recover at max possible. So maybe you might have to use it, but reduce its use. Let's see a quick example how to use that panic and recover. We just delete this thing. Okay, we'll just do something like that. We'll first defer a function, defer function, something like that. We defer, we say error equal to recover, and we say fmt dot line error, then we panic. So we say oops, think this is fine. Okay, this should be a function and it should run. Okay, so what was it? Undefined recover. Okay, rev cover. Okay, it's fine, it's recover. So my bad, my spelling mistake, my bad. So what it does is oops, so it did print oops. So you have to make sure you can get the recover here. We use all these three functions: defer, recover, and panic. So you first you panic, then you recovered it, and you print it, log it. So through defer. So what if you put this thing error print line and recover here? I'll tell you what happens. Nothing won't get printed. Okay, because what happens is that you panic, you soon exit. There's no defer given here, so you soon exit. There's no chance that error recover print line error get printed. There's no chance for it. Okay, let's try it. Oops, good, panicked, oops, and this is print by the compiler, not from our this guy print line command. So this is the basic use of panic, recover, and defer. I think this is the closure points for the function. That's all. So if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or comments, please comment it below. Okay, thanks guys. So see you soon. Love and peace.